Welcome back to the Black Zeitgeist. Now, with Kyrie Irving returning on Sunday in his first game back, the same person that got him into the mess that he was in is the same person that tried to trip him up again. Nick Friedell, again, that's Nickfriedell, went ahead and asked him questions. He's not the only one. Obviously, there are other reporters that just would love to see black players get attacked and lynched in public. So anti-blackness is real, y'all. And we need to start realizing our enemies when they act against us. We can't continue to turn the other cheek, and we can't continue to just ignore when people are attacking us. These are our enemies. When your enemy attacks you, you respond. But let's go ahead and see how Kyrie Irving handled the questions.
There was a group of about 100 people outside wearing the shirt of a group called Israel United in Christ, a group labeled as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. They were outside in support of you and handing out anti-Semitic literature on the plaza, people walking by. And I was wondering if I can get your reaction to that.
I didn't see it. What happened? There was a group outside?
There was a group outside, 100, possibly more. They were wearing a shirt called Israel United in Christ. They're a group labeled as a hate group by the...
I think that's a conversation for another day. I'm just here to focus on the game.
In addition to that, it's funny because there's a whole different tune surrounding Kyrie Irving when the Black Hebrew Israelites showed up in droves. Probably anywhere between 100 and 200 people had shown up in person, boots on the ground, organized at the Barclays Center. And this is very important. It's not it's important for the Kyrie situation, but it's even more important for subsequent situations similar to Kyrie Irving. Because now you have Jewish commentators and others who will realize that if they try to come at a player, they're not just coming at the player individually anymore, and they can't just bring out their coons, the Charles Barkleys, the Shaqs, the Reggie Millers, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, Shannon Sharps. They can't just bring those people out anymore because they too will get attacked. And we're starting to see even they are starting to think twice about how they speak on children of God and people who are just being attacked for no reason. So this is actually a new development. This is a new breakthrough in terms of the unity that we're having. Because never before have we had certain Republican pundits like Jason Whitlock, and again, I say don't have short memories. That's something we all as a people need to get over. We need to have very, 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 very long memories. When Jason Whitlock is acting brand new, though he's been speaking some facts recently, the majority of his content has always been either straight anti-black or overly critical of the black experience. When we know white supremacy has the biggest hand in play that has affected the black community in all ways, right? So anyway, he's been speaking facts recently about the Kyrie situation specifically. Similarly, Candace Owens has done the same. But I look at the black Republicans and I look at the black Democrats as like two sides of a coin. We're entering a period now where the black Republicans are actually more in support of black autonomy and black empowerment than it seems black Democrats are. So they're speaking facts recently. However, moving forward, just don't be surprised if they return back to where they were. You need to know who actually has been with you and been beating that drum over the course of time, and who is acting brand new and is just now coming aboard the train. And are they coming aboard the train because they actually believe it, or are they coming aboard the train because it's popular? And it's the wave to ride now because we're actually on code. We actually have people in the grassroots that are actually supporting and defending people who stand, our people who stand. So this is something to watch, just moving forward. Shout out to the Black Hebrew Israelites, because one thing that a lot of the Black Democrats and liberals, which they're starting to look more and more funny as days go by, they believe that they're, well, at least on Twitter, that the Black Hebrew Israelites were embarrassing. One thing that we need to realize is that there isn't anything that Black people can do that white people don't normally do that won't be either embarrassing or deemed negative. Whether it's Black or African spirituality, Black or African religion, Black or African historical beliefs, Hebrew Israelites, Black or African interpretations of different types of religions, and practices of different types of religions that are different from other groups, Nation of Islam. It doesn't matter what it is. Anytime you have Black men doing something that is outside of the status quo for what white people accept and want and promote, it will always be deemed as negative. We need to understand this, and we need to get this through our heads that there's nothing that we can do that is outside of what white people agree to that will be celebrated. Not by white people, and also not by our own Black people, unfortunately. So whenever I hear people saying, oh, the Black Hebrew Israelites, they're a fringe group, or the ADL is trying to tag them under some sort of hate group banner by quoting a law center that is tied to the ADL, which is just the most ridiculous thing ever. Why don't we have our own law groups that declares certain individuals and beliefs of white society as racist? And why don't we have our journalists that write articles and cite these law groups that have declared these white groups as racist? And why doesn't the New York Times and CNN and all of these other publications distribute that? Well, when you realize you're in a white supremacist system, you realize the cards and the deck is stacked against you. But one thing that we do have is unity. One thing that we do have is togetherness, at least right now. And we have a force. All we need is 10%. Once we're able to foster that 10%, the rest will be forced to come aboard. We're so close. Don't let up now. Congratulations to everyone who continues to beat down the hammer against injustice against Black people. And just keep doing it. We move as a unit. This is the Black Zeitgeist.